What's swinging Auto Lust gang? Today I received one of the best, if not the best mod you can do to any car. Not just BMW, Audi, Porsche, Mercedes. I'm just naming all the German babies, but also domestic, Corvette, Camaro, Mustang. If you're gonna tune your car and make it powerful, make it fast, make it quick, you gotta make it stop. Stay tuned.
Perfect.
If you've seen the last video, then you guys know I went to the track. I mean, the X5 ran decent times for full bolt-ons. But full bolt-ons is only gonna do so much. It's a stage 2 off-the-shelf tune. It's only gonna do so much. It ran pretty good, but you're not gonna get any serious power without a fueling system upgrade and an aftermarket turbo. Full bolt-ons is good for the street, but you're not finna go to the track talking smack with full bolt-ons. Simple. But one thing that I did notice at the track is the car is a lot more, it takes a lot more to stop with the stock brakes on there. And let me show you why. I'm gonna show you on this side of my X6. You see how big those brakes are? These are the biggest brake and rotor combo that you can get from BMW on the X5M, X6M. There isn't a brake rotor bigger than that. There isn't a caliper bigger than that. That comes factory from BMW. These are the biggest. Now, if you look at my X5, that belongs on the go-kart. Literally. For a 4,790 pound SUV. They put single piston calipers on it. Look, the brake rotor isn't even big enough to cover up the dust shield, or at least match with the dust shield. And the back is even more embarrassing. Look how small that the brake rotor and the brake caliper is, gang. That's embarrassing. BMW need to do better. Simple. With stock horsepower, even with sorry gang, even with stock horsepower, this thing slows down slow. It doesn't come to a stop good at all. It's just way too heavy. So I found a cure for that. And here they are. I bought this brake and rotor combo. I'm gonna put the link down for the forum, which I found it used. I found them off a forum. This is a stock rear rotor for the X5. This is the upgraded rear rotor. These are 2-piece rotors, and before you guys say anything, I know they're rusty to hell. I can see that. I can see that they're rusty. But they're used. They come from New York, so what do you expect? But I got something to fix that rust though. So that's gonna fix that rust right on up. But I'm gonna show you the difference in size. The size is about the same. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is a big difference in brake rotor size. You actually have more rotor on the factory rotor than the aftermarket rotor. But what's the difference is these are drilled and slotted and directional vane cooling, and it's a 2-piece rotor. So this rotor is at least 5 pounds, probably more, lighter than this one. When you pick them up, you could definitely feel the difference. And it doesn't matter how big a rotor surface is if it's not getting any bite. If it's getting a bite from a single piston versus a 4-piston, that's a big difference. I don't know why this camera's focusing like this. I'm sorry if it's looking crazy, gang. And this is the front, where the other one is under here, and the other front rotor is under that one. But this is the front rotor, and it's even lighter than the rear rotor. And that's a 2-piece design also. So once the rotor face goes bad or can't be ground down or isn't sufficient enough to stop on the vehicle, I can unbolt the hat off and just replace this part here with whatever I want to replace it with. And this is the cheapest option to go with the brake rotor, the brake caliper kit that I have. It's 2 more sizes that you can use that are bigger than these. So I can go bigger on the rotor if I want to. But this was obviously the most cost effective option for the person I bought it from. But let me get you guys give you a look at these brake calipers here. And they need to be cleaned as well, but this is the front. And as you can see, it's huge. AP Racing, which is the best aftermarket racing caliper you can buy, period. And this is the true 6 piston. 3 pistons on the back, 3 pistons on the front. And for the rear of the car, it's a true 4 piston. 2 pistons on the front, 2 pistons on the back. And for size reference, I'm gonna take this front caliper outside and hold it up next to the wheel so you can see the size of it versus the size of the caliper that's on there. So I'm gonna pull this out and bring it outside. So bear with me here, guys. Because I mean the paint is immaculate. They're just dirty, so the rear caliper on almost a 600 horsepower 5,200 pound SUV from the factory comes with a single piston caliper, you guys know what I meant, in the rear. That's horrible. That is horrible. How cheap can you get, BMW? That's ridiculous. That's the same rear caliper that's on the X5. And this is a $130,000 truck. And it has a single piston on the rear. You can get a $30,000 Jaguar, a $40,000 Jaguar, and it's gonna come with 4 piston calipers on the rear. That's ridiculous. Some guys will say, hey, soak it in molasses. Soak it in distilled white vinegar. Soak it in Coca-Cola. I'm not doing any of those cheap mods, you know. If you're gonna do it right, you know, and this stuff is proven. It works great, and this is what I'm gonna clean these rotors with. You know, and if they don't clean up the way I want them to, because I mean some of the parts look extremely rusty, but it's just surface rust. So, but if they don't clean up the way I want them to clean up, where I can paint them nice and they look nice, you know, because I mean I could always do this, then take the hats off. I mean, clean the rust up, take the hats off, scrub them down good, wire brush them, spray them with a coat of rust inhibitor and powder coat them, and I'm sure they will be fine. You know, but if they don't look the way I want to, or when the rust removes, it takes chunks away from the metal or something, then I'm gonna buy new rotors, because I'm gonna tell you how much I paid for these. I paid $1,400 for all 4 rotors and brake calipers. This is a $45,000 to $5,000 kit, literally. Who knows? Probably more. I know brand new, the front rotors, the front brake calipers, just the brake calipers front for the same brake caliper, it's about $1,800. You know, that's what I saw. And I have front, rear, and rotors, you know, with aluminum hats, front and rear. I mean, you can't beat that at all. All right, gang, this is pretty much a little sneak peek video of what I've done so far, and I know you can tell right off bat how beautiful these calibers turned out. The only thing I wasn't able to get clean was the little rods right here on top. I'm not worried about the brake dust that's inside of the caliper because you won't see that anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. But these rods here, 1 and 2 on each one, and the rear has just 1 rod. I'm gonna end up getting some type of like rust inhibitor paint or something like that, like Por 15 or Rust-Oleum, and paint those black so they're gonna look good also. But check out the hardware. All the hardware came very, very clean. These lines came very clean. You know, it's still a little, you know, the chrome rusted on that one, but I brushed it down and that's about as good as that one's gonna look. But the inside is still brand new where the brake fluid flows. So as long as it's not messing with the structural integrity of the part, then I'm not worried. And these things were like rusted to like the maximum, so I'm glad I was able to get those cleaned as much as they are. And this is the main thing I wanted to show you guys. The rotor, it went from looking pretty much exactly like this. See that caked up rust down in there? It's caked up everywhere, to now it looks like this. And that's an aluminum hat on here. I think it's aluminum, I'm not sure. But you see I got it all out of the brake slits and holes, and it's gorgeous. I'm gonna flip it around, hold on. Show you the back here. And even the back turned out really nice. So these brakes are still very much usable. As you can see on the hardware there's no like real indication of like metal fatigue or it being rusted to the point where it's not usable anymore. So they're definitely worth using. And give me a minute. This is my little tank which I'm using to clean everything, and I'm gonna open it. I have 2 gallons of the rust remover in here. Let me get the light. I have 2 gallons of the rust remover in there, and it's soaking in there. And I also wet the plastic bags in it and put that over it so the top doesn't dry out. So in the morning or later on tonight, this one will look like that one. The only reason this one didn't get cleaned as good as that one, because I had both of them in there, is because this one was on top. So I just set that one down there with it by itself for now. And when it comes time to do the rear, which is one on the top and one is up under this little foam piece, I'm gonna do those one at a time also, so I can get a good clean on them. And the guy was so nice, he threw in brake pads for the front and rear. And these are brand new Hawk HPS brake pads, guys. Brand new in the box, never been out of the plastic. $1,400 to upgrade your entire brake system. You know, and just to let you guys know, if you do upgrade even your front brake system to a big brake kit, you will need to code the but you will need to code that, you know. And I'm gonna have a buddy of mine code it. Let me see if I can find this card here. I'm gonna have this guy here code it for me. His name is Tony. He lives in Kissimmee, Florida. That's his number. And he does programming, coding, adaptations, diagnostic, ECU, CAS, FRM, and much, much more. So, you know, he's probably gonna just do it for me for free. But I mean, if you go to a company or something, which I'm gonna put the link down for the description in that company, who can code this stuff, it's gonna be about $60 or $70 or something like that. And also, I have a huge surprise coming for the the X6M. So when that gets here, I'm gonna do an unboxing video on that and let you guys see these crazy deals. I'm gonna put a link for the forum where I bought this stuff from. Please click that link, sign up for the forum, stop buying stuff for retail, get it gently used, get a way better deal. Like I tell you guys all the time, my channel is not monetized. YouTube has videos on my channel that I'm not getting paid for, which is crazy, you know. At least don't I mean, they have commercials up. Don't put any commercials on my channel until I'm getting paid for them. But I mean, you know, YouTube got to make money, so they're gonna get paid off my videos whether I'm getting paid off of them or not. But check that link out, sign up, and go into the classifieds, man. It's all the way from 1 series all the way to the X8. They have, I think they opened the X8 part of the forum on there already. So yeah, guys, go check that out. And Auto Lust out.